United States submarine base at Key West, Florida. A dispatch that quoted President Truman's press secretary, Charles Ross, as saying that President Truman has no knowledge of any secret project by this government that would give substance to the existence of such objects. Ross also said that both the Air Force and the Navy deny that such objects exist.
Hi. I actually forgot to tell you a story on Patreon, and I'm afraid to tell it now because it involves real people, but no one we know.
Oh.
So
well, then who cares?
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so hey, what's up? My name is Noelle, and I have always wanted a glow mold. I don't know if you know these, but they're like vintage decorations. They might be from the 50s, but there are two coveted Halloween ones. There's a whole line of Halloween ones, but the two coveted Halloween ones are Frankenstein and Dracula. And they go for $200, $300. There are people.
What are these called?
Blow molds. Look
Blow?
up. Yeah, like look up blow mold Frankenstein.
Blow mold.
Yeah, blow mold Frankenstein, and it's like
This?
Yes, that one. Okay, that exact fucking one. And you can see some of the like it's on eBay for 180. There's one for 199. Like they're not cheap by any means. These are blow molds are collector's items for like people who are way into the holidays, specifically Christmas and Halloween. People like myself who keep Halloween decorations up 24/7. Chase this motherfucker. Chase this motherfucker to the ends of the earth. I've always wanted one. I was even telling Ty like last month about how much I wanted the Frankenstein blow mold, and we were like looking up comps, and he was like, "This is crazy. Like, I bet my grandma had one of these." Like, and I'm like, "Yeah." And then she gave it to the DI, and now someone's reselling it for $300. Like, that's my fucking problem. Like, I want it in my fucking living room year round.
Right, yeah.
So you'll never believe when I got onto Facebook Marketplace.
Shut up. Did you? Did you get one?
And saw the Frankenstein blow mold working for $70. Okay.
Did you get it? Please tell. If you didn't get it, I'm mad at you.
I immediately messaged her and I'm like, I'll Venmo you right now, because her listing said like, I'm getting a lot of people asking, like saying they're interested and no one's actually getting it. So I'm requiring a $20 deposit. Okay.
You're like, easy, babe.
So I was like, hey, is this still available? I'll Venmo you right now. She reads it. Okay. I'm refreshing my messenger every 5 minutes. I've told Ty, I'm like, it's happening. Like, this is, I'm actually going to get this fucking Frankenstein blow mold. Like, this is unbelievable.
Uh-huh.
I keep refreshing. An hour's gone by. 2 hours have gone by. I'm like, no fucking way is she leaving me on fucking red. And then finally, we literally had a reservation to the Halloween pop-up bar at 10 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
She finally fucking responds to me and she goes, I'll read it verbatim. Hi, sorry, I was at work trunk or treat. You did read the full description because I'm getting people thinking it's only $20, which it's not. Before I could even reply to her and say, yeah, no shit, she marks it as sold.
Bitch.
So then I, feeling the rage of 1,000 suns, go onto her profile.
Give her 1 star.
And see, I'm going to show you. See this.
Oh, is that Charlie Chaplin or is that Hitler?
It's Charlie Chaplin, and it's like blurring. I'm gonna have to send it to you. She is in a full Charlie Chaplin cosplay, Hitler mustache and all. She's like clearly, how can I say this in a PC way? She's clearly like your aunt who has lived with her female roommate for the past 40 years.
Just giving Grey Gardens type energy.
Like she's,
Yeah, no, well, leave her alone. Sending me the photo now just feels like bullying.
No.
No, I'm complicit in
No.
this. How dare you?
So I was like, no fucking way, because like my profile picture on Facebook Marketplace is Elvira. And I'm like,
Yeah.
she looked at me and my questions and thought that I didn't know how to fucking read and thought that I didn't know how to fucking read and that I thought that this thing was 20 fucking dollars. And she looked at me and thought I was such a fucking asshole, idiot, illiterate loser that she goes and sells it to someone else. She gives me that fucking reply being like, hey, dumb bitch who can't read, you know it's not 20 bucks, right? Out of like, duh, bitch. And then she sends that to me and then immediately sells it to someone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Charlie Chaplin, fuck you, Charlie Chaplin. I can't fucking believe that. You leave me on red for 3 fucking hours because I saw her little fucking Hitler icon pop the fuck up 5 minutes after I sent that fucking message. I saw it and I was like, she's leaving me on red for her work trunk or treat with the Hitler stash. And then she looks at my fucking message with my cunt ass profile picture and is like, this dumb bitch can't fucking read. This dumb bitch thinks she's gonna get a fucking Frankenstein blow mold for 20 fucking dollars. No, of course not. Of course. Why would you think that I thought it was 20 fucking dollars, bitch? What the fuck? What the fuck, dog?
No, I can't.
I can't fucking believe it. I can't fucking believe it. She could have just been like, sold it already, sorry. No, she had to take me to fucking school because she thought I don't know how to fucking read. You know it's more than $20. No shit, bitch. No fucking shit. I would have given you the full 70 up front just to secure my place to get it. What the fuck? But she's like, she has to rub it in. You know that it's more than $20 with her fucking Hitler stash, bitch, and her fucking crooked ass feet, telling me you don't know it. Fucking
I'm
fucking weak. Oh my god! Fuck her work trunk or treat, girl. Fuck your work trunk or treat. You were at your work trunk or treat, but you had enough time to read the fucking message. You had enough time to open the Facebook app, open the Messenger portion of it, go into the marketplace section of Messenger, see my fucking messages, and say, let me close this and give her 3 hours, and then call her illiterate. Unbelievable.
Oh my god.
Laid in my face. And then I responded and I was like, yeah, I know. If it's still available, I'll send you the full amount right now. Never even read it. You
should have offered her double.
You should have offered her fucking bitch. She wasn't gonna read it anyway.
You should have said, I'll give you $100 right now if you.
I would have.
So hi, I'm Chelsea. So you and I had planned on how to start tonight's episode off.
Yeah.
We even prepped in advance.
Yeah.
While you were frothing at the mouth, screaming at me, I decided to shift gears a bit.
Why? We need to know that first answer though. I just needed to tell you this because like this is literally like a childhood dream that was squashed by a woman with a Hitler mustache on Facebook thinking I couldn't fucking read. So
we were doing bitch, calm down. We were gonna do a tarot card spread for the podcast. But while Noelle was feeling the effect of her rabies finally and was going literally insane, I decided to do a new spread about whether or not Noelle was bullying this woman.
No, she was
and
bullying
it pulled
me.
the devil card, bitch. You pulled Satan.
No, because she's Satan. Because she's fucking Satan. Because she is the devil incarnate. The devil came up and put the fucking Hitler mustache on and DM'd me like I can't fucking read. That's what that is.
It just peace and love that the appearance of the devil card in response to your question about Noelle's behavior about Facebook Marketplace suggests that there is negative dynamic in play. This often symbolizes addiction and unhealthy attachments or behaviors, which can manifest in various contexts, including interpersonal relationships. In the case of Noelle, this may not be traditional bullying in the overt sense, but it could represent
being bullied. Being bullied.
Influence. Noelle is using her charisma to diminish another woman's self-esteem. Look at.
Oh, shit.
Look for signs of excessive criticism, inappropriate comments, or attempts to undermine a woman's credibility or choices. The shadow aspect of the devil may signal that Noelle may not even realize the harmful effects of her actions.
That's very funny for the tarot cards to try to throw this on me when a fucking bitch in a Hitler mustache told me I was illiterate.
You're right, yeah.
And crushed a childhood dream.
Okay, you're so right.
So
was the woman with the Hitler mustache wrong? I don't think we need a tarot card to say that.
That's what I'm fucking saying. That's what I'm fucking saying. You're so right. She was selling a Frankenstein blow mold, and she sees me with Elvira as Elvira, a fellow horror connaissance, and she's like, well, fuck this dumb illiterate bitch. I can't. Okay, I can't.
You know, it's okay. I understand. I also think she was wrong. It's on site if I see her. What I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna get on Facebook Marketplace and I'm gonna look for what is it? A blow mold Frankenstein?
You don't understand, Chelsea. How fucking
Noelle.
You don't understand.
Don't. I'm about to change my fucking perfected algorithm for you.
Because you're never gonna find it because it's rare, bitch. That's what I'm saying. That's all. It's you don't understand how rare it is. You don't.
Bitch, I understand algorithms. Look at. There's a little blow mold little candle that says Noelle on it. So maybe I'll get that for you.
I don't want that.
Well, there's a Jesus, bitch. You need that one.
I don't need that.
Well, I'm gonna turn on notify me.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna go up to $120.
Yeah,
I'll do it within a 40-mile radius of myself. Yeah, so there you go.
Because that's the other thing too, is like I didn't have to pay for shipping and I didn't have to worry about it getting damaged in shipping because she was local. But anyway, I'm just saying that like she's really evil for what she did to me.
Yeah, no, fuck her for real.
The fact that I was talking about the Frankenstein blow mold and showing it like a month before and like talking about how much I wanted it and I manifested it, and then this actual devil woman had to get in the way of the prophecy is fucking crazy. So
yeah, I spit on her fucking memory. I will run up on that bitch. I will cheese grate her face off and then rub her in corpse through salt. I'll beat the shit out of her in front of her kids. I'll seduce her husband and I'll wreck her fucking home life. How dare she?
That's what I'm saying. And I also want you to know that a friend of the podcast, Keelan, said, if I ever send this, it means it's more than $20. And it's perfect.
So, okay, this woman is going to live in the same realm as the dick pic guy, but we took his head and put it on the tip of his penis. That's like the same energy.
Yep. And we've actually used it a few times. We were talking about getting tickets to a Utah Pride Center Halloween event, and Keelan sent the picture of her. And Ty said, yes, it will be more than $20.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this woman into a sticker right now.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that.
Beautiful.
And I still think we should do the tarot reading for the listeners. I think we still need to do that one.
Well, the one for the listeners was disappointingly sweet. There was no sarcasm there.
Well, I would still like to hear. You have it up still?
Yeah. So the question that we asked originally was, what's something that our podcast listeners should know about the podcast or about us? And the card it pulled was the world.
Wow, that's actually really sweet.
So the appearance of the world card suggests that your podcast listeners should recognize the completeness and wholeness your show embodies after we pulled the Satan card for Noel. This card represents this card represents the idea of accomplishment, integration in the sense of experiencing the total cycle. It's an invitation for your audience to perceive the depth of content and the potential journeys you create through listening to each episode. Listeners should understand that your podcast is not just a collection of separate discussions, but represents a united tapestry of ideas, conversations, and insights. The holistic approach may foster a greater connection as listeners realize they're not just consuming isolated topics, but are part of a larger narrative that aims to engage and resonate with various aspects of life. The world also hints at your commitment to inclusivity, hinting that you strive to incorporate diverse perspectives and experiences, which can inspire and enlighten your audience. They should feel a sense of belonging and completeness when they tune in, recognizing that each episode contributes to a greater understanding. Ensure that your messaging consistently reflects this sense of adventure and expansion, as listeners will likely be drawn to the comprehensive nature of your podcast journey.
And that's tea, girl. And that's tea. I love that. And I think that's true. I do think that we have a interesting lore of tapestry and strive for inclusivity and different perspectives. And while both having silly, nonsensical fun, talking about cryptids, also in the same time saying, hey, let's take a second to learn what we were never taught about our own tapestries and histories as a culture and a people. So that is very cunt, girl. I love that.
Yeah, it's super sweet.
So if you couldn't guess what today's episode is about, it's not about my dreams being squashed. It's actually about the history of tarot cards. So by the mid-15th century, playing cards were a common pastime across Europe, simple decks used for gambling or passing time. But in the courts of Milan, how do you think that say? It said Ferrara? Ferrara?
Ferrara?
Okay.
Ferrara, yeah.
You went to Italy. You should know.
I learned one phrase in Italian, and it was, "Can I pet your dog?" And I forgot it.
Great. And I'm taking French on Duolingo. So I know that Americans call it bologna, but we'll say Bologna.
Yeah, Bologna.
The game became something else entirely, a display of wealth, intellect, and philosophy. Jeez. The great noble houses of Visconti of Milan, Este of Ferrara, and later the
Why didn't you spell things out phonetically?
Because I was confident when I wrote it. Sforza.
Yeah. Sforza.
Okay.
Sforza.
They began commissioning elaborate decks known as the trifoni, meaning triumphs. Jesus, the English word is where I fuck up. These weren't just for play; they were symbols of wealth and refinement, luxuries for the elite. The word trifoni carried rich meaning in Renaissance Italy. It referred not only to victory, but in victory processions inspired by ancient Rome, but also to Francesco Pietra's poem I Trifoni, a wildly popular allegory in which abstract forces like love, chastity, death, fame, time, and eternity conquer one another in a grand mortal hierarchy. The Trifoni cards echoed this fascination with allegory, order, and the human condition. They introduce a fifth suit, the Triumphs, a set of 22 picture cards depicting archetypal forces and mortal figures. These would later be known as the Major Arcana. Each triumph represented a personified concept of cosmic power. The Emperor and Empress, worldly authority and governance. Justice, temperance, and strength, classical virtues of balance and moral discipline. Death and the devil, trials of mortality and temptation. The world and the angel, judgment, divine resolution, and spiritual completion. At the bottom of this hierarchy was the fool, often unnumbered, representing both foolishness and boundless potential. At the top stood the world, an image of cosmic harmony, a perfect encapsulation of Renaissance humanism, which placed humankind between the earthly and the divine, forever reaching for both. These Trifoni decks, sometimes called carte de Trifoni or tarofchichi.
This is painful, man.
I'm sorry.
You're doing so good, though. I just wish I could help.
Thanks. It's okay. Were painted with gold leaf, adorned with family crests, and exchanged as diplomatic gifts between noble houses. They were games for the rich, but also mirrors of philosophy, reflections of a world obsessed with symbolism, hierarchy, and man's ascent towards enlightenment. Despite this, no one yet saw these cards as magical. Their imagery, dense with meaning, planted the seeds for what tarot would later become, not a game of chance, but a game of fate. Over time, the term Trifoni evolved into the slang tarotchi, first recorded around 1502. The reason for the name change isn't clear. Some suggest it came from local slang, while others believe it was meant to distinguish the tarotchi from the other triumph card game that had emerged. By the early 16th century, the tarotchi had spread beyond Italy into France and Switzerland, where it would later be called tarot. The elaborate religious and philosophical imagery of the Renaissance survived, even as the decks became simpler and more standardized, paving the way for their later reinterpretation as a mystical map of the universe. One of the most famous early sets, the Visconti, from the popularized the 1440s to the 1450s, remains among the oldest surviving examples. Hand-painted and gilded, it featured archetypal figures like the Fool, Death, and the Lovers.
And you can get a copy of it on Etsy.
Oh!
Isn't that fun?
I have a feeling that that's the really standard deck that almost has the yellowish background, right?
You're exactly right. Yep. Yellowish background.
Yep. And I stay locked in. So forming the visual and symbolic foundation of the major arcana as we know today. At this stage, however, tarot cards were still luxury items and games for the upper classes. For centuries after their creation, the Trifoni or tarotchi decks remained exactly that, richly decorated playing cards. By the 1500s, tarot games were enjoyed across Italy and France. The triumphs, those symbolic picture cards, acted as trump cards in a winner-takes-all game, not as prophecy. So it would be like you know what I mean? You would have it was a card game where if I pull one of those, I get your cards and I win.
Yeah, it feels very much like a basic deck. Like if you're playing poker, the lower cards have different point values attached, and all of the face cards obviously are
exactly
the more winningest ones.
Yeah. Still, their imagery, emperors, angels, devils, fools, carried an undercurrent of meaning that reflected the philosophical and theological worldview of their time, a cosmic hierarchy of existence, the virtues, the rise and fall of man. The connection between tarot and mysticism would not appear until 3 centuries later, during Europe's Age of Enlightenment.
I wonder why. Are you going to go into it? Why?
Yeah, but why do you think? Do you remember what was going on during the Age of Enlightenment and what came after?
Okay, let me look it up.
Don't look it up.
Well, I'm looking up timelines. It was a philosophical and intellectual movement in Europe from the mid 17th to late 18th centuries.
Yes.
I think that probably with if we're going more intellectual, then it's probably people are going against the church at that point.
Yep.
So when you don't have religion to explain the way things work, and maybe you are a little bit further away from sciences just based on education or life experiences, that makes sense. I think that mysticism fills something that religion. You know what I mean? There's always going to be some sort of belief system that fills a hole in your soul, and it's not necessarily. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah,
you may be religious and that's what fills your cup. A different person may enjoy having stones and rocks and that fills their cup. Another person may like looking at the stars and astrology that fills their cup. I think people have in some spiritual way something that fills their cup.
Yeah. And I think that kind of summarizes what people got from the Age of Enlightenment, because you hit on everything that kind of became popularized during it. So
also, what else would be popular is the fact I'm going to cut my own fucking head off because these new headphones are squishing my brain.
You're going to have to stretch them out like on something overnight. But
dude, I think my head has the same circumference as a basketball.
Well, then get a basketball and put the headphones on it so they could stretch out.
Need to, dude.
First world problems. The brand new headset microphone is too tight.
Oh, they're pushing my eyeglasses into my temples. Noelle.
We'll take them out. Take them off.
Well, then I can't see shit.
Where are your old ones?
I threw them away.
You're lying.
I'm not lying. I've been on anti-consumption TikTok lately, and I'm like, I don't need these.
Oh,
they're breaking.
Oh my God. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. I guess close the door and take them off and just do the computer headset.
This is the only headset I have.
What? No, the mic on your laptop.
Oh, look at my laptop is an arm's length away from me. It's gonna sound terrible.
Well, okay. Well, then you're gonna have to toughen up.
Hopefully Hitler Stash sells a new headset or a basketball sometime soon. Fuck.
Oh shit. So anyway. Fuck.
Sorry. I didn't mean to. I just wanted. I didn't really necessarily need solutions. I just really wanted to complain.
And that's fine. You could do that
too.
too.
Yeah, thank you.
I can't believe you threw them out. Anyway, it was in France, not Italy, that tarot was reborn as a mystical system. The shift began with the Enlightenment's hunger for what lay beyond reason. Scholars, mystics, and Freemasons began reinterpreting systems like alchemy, astrology, and the Kabbalah, searching for a universal key to human understanding. In 1781, French writer Anton Court de Gablen, published Le Monde Primitif, a massive work on ancient civilizations. In one section, he made a bit of an insane claim that the tarot decks preserved the lost wisdom of the ancient Egypt, a secret book of thought. What is it? Thoth?
Let me look.
Disguised as a card game. So, does that make sense? He wrote a book about ancient civilizations, which was like based in kind of fact and archaeological discoveries, and then out of nowhere he goes, and by the way, you guys, tarot cards actually have hidden wisdom from Egypt, and it's talking about like the gods on them.
So according to intellectually and always factual Wikipedia, the Book of Thoth is a name given to many ancient Egyptian texts attributed to the Egyptian god of writing and knowledge, which was Thoth. It practiced pseudepigrapha. Anyway, it all of the books were considered to have been written by Thoth because he's the god of writing, and that ancient Egyptian priests would attribute all of their writings to Thoth as a homage for a source of knowledge. That kind of just gives me Bible vibes. Like they say God wrote the Bible, but we know it was like other people saying that they wrote through God.
Yeah.
But it is the interesting.
But so yeah, this French writer just decided that tarot cards were actually giving ancient aliens in a way.
What's fun is that the book contains 2 spells, one which allows the reader to understand the speech of animals, and one which allows the reader to perceive the gods themselves.
And we're still trying to learn it, girl. So that was a bit of a stretch. There was no evidence for this, but the idea went crazy.
No evidence? Have you not heard of Dr. Dolittle? Dumb bitch.
You're so right. But his idea that tarot cards were actually hidden messages from Thoth went triple platinum in Europe. The tarot, once a game for the rich, was suddenly reimagined as an esoteric relic holding the mysteries of civilization itself. Soon after, Jean-Baptiste Allet, known by his pseudonym Attilia, which is his name backwards, created the first tarot deck designed for divination, complete with the reversed meanings, elemental correspondence, and astrological links. He also published one of the earliest instructional manuals for tarot readings, transforming the cards into tools for fortune telling and self-knowledge. By the 19th century, Eliphas Levi, one of the most influential occult philosophers of the era, expanded on these ideas. He linked the 22 major arcana to the 22 Hebrew letters, placing tarot within the frameworks of the Kabbalic mysticism.
Okay, so that's insane. That's actually really interesting. I don't know much about the 22 Hebrew letters. I'm about to find out.
Well, I know that like Kabbalah is like a mystic version of Judaism.
We're fucking stupid, Noelle. We're the stupidest people alive.
Why?
The 22 Hebrew letters, also known as the alphabet.
Bitch! Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. The alphabet. Oh my god.
ALPH-BET, but it's
not 22 Hebrew letters, or as you may know it, the alphabet.
Bitch, that's so enlightening. Oh my god. It's just
the alphabet. I have never in my fucking life ever heard of it like that. Gun to my head. The gun to my head, they say, what are the 22 Hebrew letters? I'd say, bitch, I don't know.
I would be like, the saints wrote them, and then it was the disciples of Christ put it in. It's like,
yeah, and then they would go,
yeah, it's like Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, Heh, Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet, Yud. It's like Yiddish alphabet, Hebrew alphabet. It was stupid. Okay, I was expecting
we weren't. It's the Hebrew alphabet. It's not like, okay, we're not as wrong as I thought, but we're still not right.
Yeah, but also quite stupid. I literally thought I was about to find something profound, and it's just, the alphabet, stupid ass. Like, fuck me. Okay, yeah.
Well, now we know. So, by the late 19th century, tarot had become central to Western esoteric tradition. Secret societies like the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn in Britain systemized the tarot symbolism, connecting it to the Tree of Life, astrology, alchemy, and the Hermetic philosophy. Two of the Golden Dawn's members revolutionized tarot for the modern era. Sorry, my New York accent came out.
Modern. What are you, mad? Satan coming through?
Dude, no, this is like, okay, I'm going to tell you guys a little secret. I had to go to speech therapy when I moved to California because my New York accent was so tough. And I was sounding out in a New York accent and then writing what I heard. So I was writing things with a lot of U's when there weren't any and W's and stuff. So
yeah,
I had to go to speech therapy. Anyway, the two words that I had the hardest time with, era, author. Era?
Author. Say
Arthur.
it. Arthur. Say it in like a New York way, though.
I can't now.
Oh.
Arthur. Because there's Arthur and then there's author.
So, can I tell a story about your mom real quick?
Yeah. Yeah.
One of my favorite moments was I'm having a party, kind of like an intimate get together at my house.
An intimate gathering.
Where we invited people over and we're like, we're going to all sit and hang out. In the middle of this, Noelle's mom calls me and I deuces my party and I go upstairs. I plug my phone in because I know what's up. And just Noelle's mom screams at me. And my favorite thing is when she goes, "Why is my daughter fucking camping?" And it's like my favorite. I yell it so often throughout the day. Like, I'm not going to give context what she was yelling. She wasn't yelling at me, but she was just
yelling in general.
She was just yelling. And why is my daughter fucking camping? And it's just like, I thought she was going to ice my ass. I thought I was about to have my feet dipped in cement and dropped in the river.
Yeah, and you were.
So that was my favorite story
You
of your
should have
mom.
you should have heard them when they came back from Long Island. They went they went to Long Island um in on the 10th through like they were there for like a week or a week and a half, something like that, for my cousin's wedding. Talking to my mom after that, girl, all those
Oh my
years that
God.
they've tried to beat that down, it came right the fuck back.
I just watched, there is this guy on TikTok and he breaks down like if you can like speak a single sentence and he'll be able to tell where you were born, where you're
Mm.
from, or where you grew up. And
Well,
he talks about
Long
like
Island is pretty clockable.
yeah, but he does like Utah accents and stuff. And I know that Utah has like a few isms where
Crick.
we say mountain, crick,
Mountain. Um,
Layton,
you guys are just lazy.
Willa.
You're lazy. Yeah.
Well, but there's other subtle things we do with our vowels that I didn't realize. I need to find it and send it to you. This is I shouldn't even have brought it up because I can't give specifics, but the way
Well,
that the vowels sit in your mouth, he can tell where you're from.
I would love to know if he could clock where I'm from because it's a few places and I don't know if I have an accent because a lot of people say like the California accent is no accent, but I don't know. We'll see.
But
Anyway,
I'll see if I can, I'll find it and send it over your way.
I sent him a video of me talking and say, clock where I'm from, bitch.
And he's like, you're from here. And you also were a weird little blood baby.
I was. So anyway, Arthur Edward.
Arthur.
Author. So it was specifically Arthur and author, but
okay.
You understand where it came out? Like it was hard for me.
Yeah. So I have a lisp that comes through, I think. Like I'm a very lispy speaker sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to really focus to not lisp.
I have to focus when I read it, yeah.
Yeah.
Author. And Pamela Coleman Smith, who together created the writer. What's that last name? White? What? White? Weird way to wait. Writer Waite Smith deck in 1909. The first two.
Well, I want to say real quick that I looked that one up, the writer Waite Smith, and that one looks like the quintessential tarot deck. The other one that you clocked where it kind of had like the darker background.
Yellow background, yeah.
This one also has a yellow background, but the art in it is like art that I recognize, like the copy paste art. So where you have like the little fool dressed as the jester, the sun with that little naked baby riding a horse. This is like more of what I recognize. The other one was more tapestry looking.
Yeah, it was more like gilded. It still had that like gilded gold, Italian era rich people playing cards vibe about it. Whereas this deck, the Writer Smith deck, is like the quintessential tarot.
Yeah.
This is your run of the mill tarot deck. This is the one you've seen. This is the most common. I would say this is the gold standard.
Yes, I agree. The other one was very like I kind of saw it, but this one, as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's the tarot I recognize.
Yeah, so. The other one still has remnants from what it used to be, but
yeah.
So this was the first to include fully illustrated minor arcana, making intuitive readings accessible to anyone. This deck became the blueprint for nearly all modern tarot decks. Then Aleister Crowley,
can't get away from him.
He always comes up. He's somehow related to everything. Aleister Crowley and Lady Frida Harris, who produced the Thoth Tarot in the 1940s, was dense with symbolism, numerology, and occult correspondence, bridging mysticism with modern art. So theirs is more of I would say the Writer Smith deck is like, you'll have it a girl's sleepover. And the Aleister Crowley tarot one is the one that has more of those insane images.
It almost
crazy.
Sorry. It almost looks like the cover of maybe a Scientology book. If someone showed this to me, I would be like, are these L. Ron Hubbard book covers? They kind of give a very weird, ominous science fiction guide. And
they are very science fiction. They are very L. Ron Hubbard. They are very Scientology coded. It's a lot of like Scientology coded, taking acid coded. It's that.
Yeah. It looks like the old 70s posters, kind of. It's very
it's interesting.
acid
Yeah,
vibes.
very acid vibes.
It's acid meets science fiction, like the old Dune covers vibes.
Yeah.
I don't prefer it. Like I looked it up and I
don't
didn't like it.
I don't like
I
it
didn't
either.
like it.
I don't like it either because it also, I mean, it just speaks to everything that Aleister Crowley does, where it's like the barrier to entry is expert level, whereas like the Smith deck of tarot is more accessible because the image tells you exactly like kind of what's going on. Like you can infer the meaning of the card based off of the art and the situation that's being depicted on the art. Whereas like this, what the fuck is that? You know, it's like crazy.
You perfectly articulated that. Like there was something I didn't like about it. Aleister Crowley's a bit too much of an edgelord for me. He gives like, I'm going to just read straight from the dictionary so you think I'm smart. Those are the vibes I got from this. Frat boy vibes, but like a frat boy listens to Marilyn Manson vibes. Like I don't have a high opinion of Aleister Crowley. I think the idea of him is cool.
But he was
Tarot
a fucking cunt.
Sucks.
Yeah. He was a cunt and
probably bad at soccer.
For sure bad at soccer, only good at being a power bottom, but yeah, it's just his tarot is just it's non-inclusive. It's made for him. So that's that. By the early 20th century, tarot had completed its metamorphosis. What began as a rich boy game had become a mirror for the human soul, a map of archetypes, inner conflict, and cosmic design. The major arcana came to symbolize the fool's journey, a mythic path through innocence, trial, death, and rebirth, while the minor arcana explored the four elements of life: passion, wands, intellect, swords, emotion, cups, and material reality, pentacles. As the 20th century unfolded, tarot shifted again away from fortune telling and towards psychological introspection. And this is actually so funny. Okay, this is actually so funny when I did this research because this is how I explain tarot to people. And in our jobs, I work with people from all different walks of life, all different religions. And we went to an art museum recently together, and they had a whole tarot exhibit, which is why I wanted to do this episode. And we all got talking about tarot, and they were like, I don't know, I like didn't really get it. I don't understand it. I'm not really like a fan of it. And then some other people were like, I don't know if it's like, I don't know what the vibe is with it. It feels kind of, like witchy. It's like, are they really trying to do fortune telling? And I go, here's my thing. I love tarot because I don't think it's fortune telling. I don't think it's mystical. I don't think it's like anything witchy, unfortunately. I think that it is like a journal prompt for a diary, per se. I think that it pulls words, meanings that make you think about the subconscious things weighing on you. Like you can pull a card and like it will infer like maybe you have been a little neglectful of your friendships or relationships. And then you'll start thinking and you'll be like, oh my God, I actually have been really bad at like texting everyone back. I have like left people on read for days. I keep like my mom calls me every morning and I never call her back. Like I need to be better at this. And like it's not something you think about every day, but that card made you dig a little bit deeper. And I think that like that's what modern tarot is, and that's how I look at modern tarot. I don't think of it as a prophecy. I don't think of it as like a negative or a mystic or a fortune teller. I think of it as a way to have introspection that is like opening prompts to make you think about things that you aren't on the daily. It's something to just tap you out and make you reevaluate the things going on in your life and maybe have a second perspective. It's forcing you to be in the aerial view, looking at the situations of your life currently, and even reflective or future or current. So,
yeah,
I just always felt that way. I didn't know that like that's a common understanding for the 20th century.
So I actually did my first tarot ever with you for the podcast. And I think that was before I was a real member of the podcast. I think that was before Chelsea and Noelle Go to Hell. I think that was still Freaky Geeks at the point.
Yeah.
At that point. And I was terrified. And I got no, actually, I was terrified because at that point when I had done tarot, I had only gotten terrible spreads. I got every bad card. I pulled a tower every fucking time. And I told her that. And I was like, I don't want to do it anymore because I always get bad readings. Like I get readings that are just gloom and doom. And that's like not even me saying anything. It's me actively participating in the tarot. The person who interprets them for me interprets doom and gloom. And I'm like, I get the tower every time. And she pulled our tarot. Got the tower again. So I think she did really good I don't think she did really good. I know she did really good at kind of bridging that gap for me and making it more of like what you just said. It's how you interpret it. And sometimes it's just stuff that you intrinsically want to hear or you need to hear. I put this in the same category as maybe astrology.
Exactly.
Or tea leaves or reading the signs, seeing mushrooms in a circle outside. And I put credence into it because there is something where subconsciously, maybe that is what you need to listen to, or maybe the universe is trying to tell you something. I don't know, but I think it's still fun. And I think it's it's an introspective practice for people who maybe need to have more introspection.
Yeah, exactly. I genuinely think that's exactly what it is. And I am, because I've felt this way about tarot, I enjoy pulling the devil or the fool or the tower because to me, I interpret that, and especially as someone who has had these constant moments of rebirth within their own life, I find grace in that. I find encouragement in that. Because to me, those cards are like the folly of life, like the ability to overcome, and it's perseverance. I think those cards, they're my favorite cards because I think they're the most profound in strength. I think like that's what I get from it. And whenever you pull one of those cards, I feel like it's always in a point where you need to be reminded of your resilience. And I think that's what they do. I think that when people put negative connotations on pulling like the tower or pulling the devil or pulling the fool, I think that they're falling into that like, I'm a fortune telling witch. Like I don't think that's what tarot is. I don't think that's what it ever was even meant for, truly. I think that maybe people were getting a little freaky with it when, Aleister Crowley was like, taking acid eye drops, but I don't think that was the correct way. And not correct. I don't want to say correct. You can do whatever you want. I don't think that is the most useful tool of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I would agree. I think for me too, there's a lot of maybe like negative connotations that I would have to overcome just based on fucking Christian upbringing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And that is deep, and sometimes people just don't get over it. But I'm glad. I don't think I'll ever play with a Ouija board, bitch, but I'll play with tarot cards. So it's small steps.
It's actually funny that you say that because on our drive home from ghost hunting, Keelan and I were talking about like death and Ouija boards. And I said that like if you learn about the history of the Ouija board and you learn about like how we have sanitized death to the point where we've gone back to puritanical fear of it so much so that it's created an industry around it, and we are like so disconnected and full of fear when it comes to death that we don't even have anything to do with it.
That'd be a good episode.
It would. That like that same puritanical thinking and fear is like why you fear a Ouija board. So when really it was a part of like the spiritual revival that we had such a joyous time when we had reverence for death and when we respected it and when we had acknowledged mourning periods and we covered the mirrors, and it was that same era because we didn't fear it,
Yeah. I think now even moving into this time of the year with like the Day of the Dead, All Saints Day, making little practices to maybe honor the dead are good ways to do it. I mean, I'm still of the opinion that I do want what was that thing called? Like keening, where you go and just scream your head off at a funeral.
Yeah.
I really want that. And I know I'll die before you because I'm 37 years older than you.
Yeah. It's true.
And by being in my late 60s, you're going to have to do that at my funeral. And if you don't do it, fake ass friend.
I can promise you I'll be a whaler.
Thank you.
I will also guarantee bringing back Victorian mourning practices.
No, I love it because I don't think mourning gets the respect or veneration it deserves.
It doesn't because we don't want to talk about death because we're scared of it. So how are we going to acknowledge mourning?
Yeah. So even like you and I have had deaths that mourning was complex, right? For you, mourning was complex. And for me, mourning was complex because there was, for me specifically, guilt, grief. Like the last time I saw my mom, I was atrocious to her. And now it's like, okay, well, how do you like mourn that? And I think that people put a time limit on mourning too. Yeah. And we have mentioned many a time that grief is a coil. Sometimes it's far away, sometimes it's closer. It just depends on how that bitch is spinning.
Yep.
I think for me specifically too, I think, and we've done this before where I'm like, I'm really curious, like what would answer me if I try to talk to my mom using like the spirit box or something. And you've said, don't do it. So I don't think I'll ever do it. But like when we were doing the spirit box with Keelan, that's when I had that in the back of my mind of like, Keelan, I don't think that that's who you think it is.
Yeah.
So I also think that there is so we say like death, don't fear it. But then when we start to fuck around with stuff like that, there is an atmosphere that is also included that makes us feel shitty. So I wonder, I wonder if that is just our culture or if that's really something deeper and heavier and something that we just can't put a label on,
Yeah, it's tough to unpack. And I think it's like an uphill battle because we are in another era of the fear of death and the commodification of death and the sanitation of death. We went from caring for our deceased loved ones personally, so much so that we built homes specifically to have parlors for viewings. It was such a personal, respected, so much love and reverence was given in that moment. We went from that to now there's hidden corridors in hospitals, so you don't see like people being wheeled down to the morgue. Like it's so you hire someone to come and like take the body and prepare it and embalm it, and you're so removed from it, you're just writing checks, and that's how you know we've
literally
that's how you know we've gone so far from the light that it's become a capitalistic commodity.
Well, and now I wonder, even directing it back into tarot, is this just a tool for us to be able to like explain or dive into shit that has been culturally taboo? Because I may not want to use a spirit box to talk to my dead mom and sister, but maybe I can use tarot to do it. And for some reason, it fucking feels different. You know what I mean? Like, if something's saying my name on the spirit box, I think I'm going to choose to ignore it.
Yeah.
But if I pull a fucking mom card out of the tarot deck, I'm going to take it seriously. Isn't that so fucking weird, the way that the brain works?
Not at all, because one of them is through you as the vessel.
Yeah.
Tarot is you as the vessel.
You're so smart. Fucking wise beyond your years.
But that's it. And I think about this even when I think about and Keelan and I talked about this in the car ride. One of the coolest things that we have in modern science is the ability to fist fight death. We have the ability to inject in your veins, restart your heart, like zap your brain. We have the ability now to get in the ring with the Reaper and beat him the fuck down. But the thing about that is you're going to have some like visceral reactions to it, right? You're going to have some visceral reactions. It's going to be a little ugly at times, whether you win or lose. There's going to be some shit that's a little fucked up, but that's because you're going in the ring toe to toe. I think the same thing when you use things like a spirit box. You have now interjected. You have used science and technology to interject into something that you weren't technically supposed to be a part of, but it's cool that you are, and we appreciate that you do. But that also means that sometimes you're going to get a visceral reaction that doesn't feel good. Does that make sense?
Definitely. Yeah.
So I think about that. But anyway, tarot. Anyway, I love tarot. So, that was just back to this. I just thought that was really cool. I didn't realize, maybe subconsciously I was participating in it in the same way that everyone in the late 20th century was, but I didn't realize that because I thought that the pop culture of it all was that it was like fortune telling, and I never interpreted it that way. So,
Right. Yeah.
the cards no longer revealed destiny, they revealed the self. Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung ideas on archetypes and the collective unconscious resonated with readers who saw the cards as mirrors of the human mind. Through this lens, a tarot spread became a kind of projective art, a way to make visible what already stirred within. Instead of asking what will happen to me, tarot became a way to ask, what am I becoming? That's so cunt, dude.
Yeah.
The countercultural movements of the 1960s and 70s sparked yet another rebirth. As Western society turned away from institutional religion, tarot became a spiritual tool for self-discovery, an open intuitive system that belonged to everyone. Jeez. That's where I think we get these new decks that like have so much easy to read imagery because the barrier to entry should be everyone.
Yeah, definitely. Like even ones where they explain it to you, or there's even different types of decks, like angel decks. We have the Art of War
The
angel
Art of
deck,
War
which is so
deck. Fuck, it's so sick. I love that shit. We need to show everyone on Patreon the Art of War deck. So
we should do a full reading, a full spread. I need to figure out how to do it. Maybe I'll come up to your house and do it in person because you know a little bit more on how to do it. But we should do a full spread with the Art of War.
I think we should. Feminist, pagan, and queer communities reimagined the tarot as a means of empowerment and reclamation. New decks emphasized intuition over hierarchy, diversity over dogma, and healing over prophecy. The Mother Peace Tarot, which you'll know this one, it's the one that's like in all of the crystal shops. The Mother Peace Tarot, with its circular cards and goddess imagery, centered feminist spirituality and matriarchal myth. Later, countless artists expanded the tarot's language to include non-Western cosmologies, LGBTQ plus narratives, and multicultural archetypes, reshaping the tarot into a pluralistic living mythology. In the digital age, tarot has entered another renaissance. Independent artists, social media, and online communities have made the cards accessible to anyone, anywhere. Today, tarot is much about art, identity, and storytelling as it is about divination. Readings are often described as conversations with the self-reflections of one's emotional and spiritual landscape. Looking back, tarot's journey mirrors our own cultural evolution. From the structured hierarchies of medieval Europe to the philosophical humanism of the Renaissance, to the occult mysticism of the Enlightenment France, to the psychological and spiritual experimentation of the modern world. What began as a pastime for the rich has become a personal mythology toolkit, a way to explore meaning when the world feels uncertain. Tarot no longer belongs to any church, court, or secret society. It belongs to whoever seeks truth, insight, or beauty in its symbols. And still, the fool wanders, stepping off the edge of the known world, chasing curiosity, transformation, and the endless game of becoming. Modern tarot is profoundly democratized. Kings and queens become genderless figures, crosses become stars or moons, Christian and imperial iconography give way to cosmic, botanical, and abstract designs. Tarot is both ancient and alive and evolving, a mythology shaped by whoever holds the deck. That's tarot, girl.
I love that. I did not realize that tarot went back so far and that there was also so much scholarship that went into it of like trying to connect it to the fucking alphabet, bitch.
Yeah.
That's super interesting. I'm curious, are there any like major arcana that you're drawn to, like if you had to pick one? Because I have one and I have no idea why.
Above my bed, I have two tapestries the size of my wall. One is the Empress and the other is Judgment.
Okay, mine's the Hierophant, and I don't know why I've always just been obsessed with that card.
Interesting. I wonder what that means, why you're drawn to it.
Well, should we ask AI?
Don't ask AI.
Oh, okay. Well,
you want to use up all of the the world's resources, we have Google too.
Okay, you Google it.
Also, I wonder how you pronounce it. Hierophant.
I say Hierophant. If that's wrong, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to be corrected.
It stands for tradition and convention, which is funny because that is totally you. It can represent marriage in an arranged setup. It can also mean a teacher or counselor who will help in learning education of the gross. Oliver just
Sorry.
came in and kissed Chelsea. So it symbolizes spiritual knowledge, tradition, and adherence to established customs. It encourages embracing traditional values for personal growth and liberation, as well as matrimony in love relationships.
Oh,
It's old soul. That's you.
old soul. Yeah.
That's you when a girl wears a too short of a skirt in the movie and you get upset. That's you. That's your version of a erotic fiction is Bridgerton
porn
holding hands. So that is
oh my
absolutely
God.
you.
Regency romance. So the Empress tarot card. What was the other one you said?
Judgment.
Tarot. So the Empress is the third major arcana in a tarot deck. It represents nurturing, fertility, abundance, and sensuality. Fertility doesn't necessarily need to be fertility and childbirth, I think personally. I think that you could be a goddess of fertility and fucking build up the people around you. So I would say that you are a representation of fertility because people who are friends with you tend to improve their lives just by being around you. And if you ever say that I said that, I'll deny it. It also creativity, growth, and a period of comfort and prosperity. And the other one is judgment.
You've never seen those, the two giant tarot card tapestries that take up my whole wall behind my bed?
The last time I went in your room was when I got the Baba Yaga tattoo and I immediately went to sleep. I did not take on, you were like talking to me and I just remember like only my eyeball being out of the blanket and I just like,
that's so true.
Like my eyes shut. So the judgment card signifies a calling to awakening, rebirth, and final reckoning, representing a moment of significant life-changing decisions and a release from the past. I actually do say that I see that a lot with you because there are times where I can just be bitter boots Betty and you can just shrug bullshit off so easily. And I think that like for how much shit has gone on in your life, it really hasn't inhibited you in a way that like affects your emotions, affects your friendships. Like if anything, it makes you better.
Yeah.
So I think I think that's a huge I would say that those two cards, yeah.
I more so feel judgment. I think that is and again, isn't it so funny because most people would look at that and think negative. I also forgot to mention death. Obviously, people pull the death card and they get all freaked out. I love that shit. I think it's the most powerful metaphorical ones to pull, and that's why I love judgment because I think the interpretation is the ability to move past and move through.
Yeah, I think it's like definitely probably like a Libra card. Like you're definitely focusing on evaluating actions and intention. And I think that that's a smart thing to have because I tend to be very naive with people. And because I just don't possess like the quality to, I don't want to say dissect. I just don't evaluate intention very well. I tend to just shrug it off and think that everything is fine. And you very often have had to correct me when I like am led astray by bad choices.
Yeah. You don't know how to clock people's tea. I do.
Not unless I really try. Like I think it's not something that comes like supernatural to me.
I would also say when it happens to other people, you can't like clock people's tea when it comes to you, which is interesting. But
yeah, I think that's probably why I tend to be unscathed in the huge friendship fallouts. Not because like the shit hasn't happened, but because I'm just I'm like that big dumb lug in a fight where someone hits him and he's just like, duh, and like doesn't recognize that someone's beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And I think I just get by unscathed because I'm just not present in the bullshit of knowing that it's nonsense of what's happening.
Yeah, knowing that there's evil amok. So yeah, I think that I genuinely love tarot so much. in every room in my tiny little home, and that's not an exaggeration, there is a tarot deck. Different ones. I have a goddess deck in the front room. I carry a mini tarot deck in my bag with me at all times.
And I still have the card you left at my house. So
good. I got a new deck, so it doesn't matter. I got a new mini deck. So specifically because I knew I couldn't go around without having that card. So you just get to have that now. But
love it.
It's one of my favorite things to share with people because I think it's such a fun way to have introspection. And genuinely, I was at a party maybe a year or two ago, and maybe just a year. I don't think it was that far away. And the few girls who were there, and it was me and Keelan and our friend Siri, were outside giving each other tarot card readings. And like slowly but surely, all of these different guys started coming in and asking for them. And it was one of the best nights I've ever had. I learned so much about so many people. It immediately, so these dearest germ, it cracked him wide open. And we were talking about like his philosophy on love and like what he wants. And it was just like one of the most beautiful things. And then like another one of our friends, Liam, in his poll, it talked about like he I shouldn't say it talked about, he found the cards to read about like what was going on in his life. And him and his wife had just gotten married, and it reflected on him finding out that he had a brain cancer diagnosis, and how like it was through that moment that he knew that like she's who he wanted to be with forever. And it was just these profound, heartfelt, beautiful, personal conversations that happened because we got to use tarot as a tool to dig a little bit deeper. And I think that's why it's my favorite thing to do, favorite thing to pull out. It's such an icebreaker. It's so fun. And you think you know someone, and then you do a tarot card reading with them, and you have a back and forth with each other, and you learn something new every time. So that is my spiel on tarot. I don't think you should be afraid of it. It's not demonic. It's not the devil. It is just a fun, friendly way to have a little introspective conversation with yourself if you want to, and other people if you want to have them around to hear it. So that's that on tarot.
I love it.
I love it too. I'm excited that we got to talk about it. So anyway, other things that we're excited to talk about are, actually, before I get into that, you might be listening to this on November 1st. You might be someone who no longer has access to SNAP benefits or clean water or food to eat. And you might also be someone who maybe doesn't love the idea of going to a food pantry, having to sit in your car waiting in line, potentially even having to provide ID, potentially even having to provide how much money you make. There are community fridges all over the place. If little old Utah can have 2 in Salt Lake and 1 in Ogden, there's one by you. If you live in Utah, you literally look up Utah Mutual Aid. You can find programs where it's like totally anonymous. You don't have to tell them to do anything. You could just say like, I need help with dinners for a family of 4, and they will make sure there's food sent to you in some of these food programs, like the Food Coalition. What is it? The Food Project Coalition. What was that? The full name of it? The one that we donated
me pull it
to.
Up. I have it on our Instagram right now. Food Justice Coalition.
There it is. Food Justice Coalition, like them. Or you can just find your local community fridge, and you can give, you can take. I just think that there needs to be no stigma and no shame about getting food. I hate that like we talk about it through the lens of like assistance. It's food. You need it to survive. You need it to live. Why are we talking about it like it's an option? You know what I mean? Like I really hate that. I hate that it's radical to say that I think every single living person on earth should have access to food and water and shelter. And I hate that. I hate that that's radical. I hate that we've been put in a position where people play politics with other people's lives. And we're getting ready to go into the holiday season where food bounty is everything. And I can't even imagine the heartbreak and pain to be a family right now, not knowing how you're going to like celebrate the holidays with your kids without making it obvious that like things are a little tough right now. And I think that we need to destigmatize getting access to food. And even if you don't have the means to donate to any of these projects, places, refrigerators, whatever it is, even just sharing it, you'd be so surprised how much that'll do. Not only does it work towards the destigmatization of it, but I guarantee you, there are people people in your circle that receive SNAP benefits who are going to experience food insecurity. And I know some came out to speak about it that I didn't even know. When I moved to Utah, I was on SNAP benefits, and it genuinely like helped me get established to the point where I could give back to my community. And I think that it's like, it sounds so stupid and silly to be like, oh, share it on social media, but please, at the very least, take a few seconds if you have it to spare, because there are people who don't. There are, single mothers out there who are working multiple jobs. They don't have time to go on Google and find where their local, community refrigerator is.
I didn't even know that was a thing until this week.
Yeah. Like if you can if you commit time theft by looking at TikTok on the toilet, take a few extra seconds to look up any food programs in your area and share it out to everyone. Donate if you can, share if you can, and of course, be a recipient if you need it. So I don't care how much money you make. If you need food, you should get it, period.
Agreed. 100%.
We'll also be participating in No Snitch November.
Yeah, I'm no snitch all year long.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
See something, say nothing. And I mean that when it comes to seeing people shoplift food. Not someone being sketchy on the subway, but definitely if I see you stealing food, girl, I'm turning my back. We actually got to see some Robin Hood action on a Friday night at the gas station. And I turned my back. Even the security guard turned his back. We were like, who cares? So
yeah.
Food should not be a privilege. It is a right. So anyway, that's that. We'll put some resources in the link tree, which is in all of our bios. I'm at Noelle Fain. That is at Sith Lord. We are at Go to Hell Podcast. We'll try our best to put resources in there. I'm gonna see if there's maybe like a universal way to look up community fridges near you. Or anything that would show like tips and tricks to how to find your local mutual aid, or create it if it doesn't exist. So look out for that. We also have a link to our Patreon. Dollar gets you in. This month, the Patreon proceeds went to the Food Justice Coalition, which is providing vegan, because it's allergen friendly, vegan meals to people in our local community. So it's a fantastic cause. We have friends who volunteer for it. Shout out Jane. And I think it's one of the most important aspects of mutual aid is making sure that our communities are taken care of and fed. Okay. Live like the Black Panthers, bitch. Make your free school lunch program if they're not going to provide it for you. Okay. We don't need the fucking government to step in. We have each other.
Yes. Thank you. And also our bonfire money. So we're donating our Patreon money to the Salt Lake Fridge, community fridge. And then we're donating our Patreon money to the Ogden community fridge.
Yes. Which also brings me to another link you can find in our link tree, which is for our merch. 100% of the proceeds are donated. We have cool new stuff up. Go check it out. We also have stuff up that was made by Kelly Holloran or at Wild Wood Owl on Etsy. She makes cool ass shit for us. She makes cool ass shit in general. We also have a link to our YouTube where you can go and bully us in the comments. We can't monetize YouTube. I'm so sorry, you guys. Like, we can make money on everything else to donate. We can't do it on YouTube. We cost too much. Sorry. We also have, what else do we have in there? Oh, the thing that I don't know why we have, but I guess it's good to have it, which is a link to listen to us, which is anywhere podcasts are heard.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and give a hail to not only tarot cards, obviously tarot cards. Tarot cards get the biggest hail. I'm also going to give a hail to the people in our communities who are coming together to make sure that we are all taken care of, who are providing information, education, destigmatization. I shout out Jane on this. I'll shout her out again. She is constantly elbows deep in the community. She is constantly doing outreach. She is constantly doing volunteering, and she tells no one because she does not do it for the clout. She does not do it for the social media. She does it because she's a good fucking person who believes in giving back to the community because the community gives back to you tenfold. So shout out to her and people like her. They're all around us. I see you, even though you're not telling people about it, walking saints among us. So I give a million hails to them.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hail that, and then hail the community fridges for sure. Totally free. You don't have to show an ID to get food. Just got to keep up that community support, especially the SNAP benefits going away. If you can. If you can't do it financially, do it by sharing, because I had no idea that these things existed.
Yeah. Share. Even if one person sees it and learns, you've done everything. So,
yep.
And sharing also destigmatizes, which we need to fucking help this country deprogram its brain into thinking that food is a fucking privilege, okay? It's a right and everyone deserves it, no matter how much you make.
Yep.
So, unless you're a billionaire. But anyway, that's that. Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right. Bye.